Summer is the perfect time to get out on the water, especially in Hood River.
Fox News' Iowa Lease is joining us in studio with a look at the history of some of the water sports you'll see there. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, the History Museum of Hood River County is taking a closer look at the history and influence of water sports in Hood River this summer with an exhibit and a series of talks. We headed over to get a closer look.
You can hang out on the beach. The wind will blow, and you can be around all these fun, adventure-seeking people, and it just kind of, the word spread. By the time we arrived in 1987, it was full-on windsurfing heaven.
Windsurfing made a big splash in Hood River in the 80s. Among the adventure seekers moving to the tiny town was the late Steve Gates, who would go on to become mayor of Hood River and co-founder of Big Winds Water Sports. Erin Gates, his daughter, explains how she fell in love with the sport.
I think I was hooked just from that initial gliding feeling when I was 9 years old. I just loved being out on the water.
Steve led the way for the community of Hood River to enjoy not just windsurfing, but other sports as well. He even convinced a young Fiona Wild to switch out windsurfing for stand-up paddleboarding.
You know, he saw that the sport was coming up and realized that people and kids in the area, you know, had an incredible opportunity with this river to be able to train and learn. So he started the Big Winds Junior Elite team, and that was also the first year that the Gorge Paddle Challenge started, which ended up being like the second most competitive race in the world.
At just 16 years old, Fiona won that race and has since traveled the world as a competitive paddler, winning 3 world championship titles.
Hood River is a fantastic area because of the natural geography that we have around here. You know, it's really hot out in the desert to the east, it's colder on the coast to the west of us, and that just creates a natural wind tunnel through the gorge.
Because of its unique geography, it's truly a breeding ground for other sports to thrive, like kiteboarding.
We simplified it and said, okay, we're just going to use smaller kites, stack them up, and tow ourselves on water skis and start there. And that worked. And then it worked really well. Like, we're going faster than windsurfers in their heyday when windsurfing was super elite and competitive.
After trying a few iterations, Corey Raisler and his late father created their earliest prototypes for kiteboarding. Though it took a while for the sport to catch on, it did eventually make its mark on Hood River and across the world. Aaron Sales, a former pro snowboarder, was drawn in after seeing Corey compete.
Well, we first started kiteboarding, and everybody was using a different board, whether it was a wakeboard, a surfboard. But in where I came in is I started introducing a foil to the bottom, which actually allows you to levitate above the water. And there was only a few people foil boarding in the world, and nowadays we have probably thousands of foil boarders on the water.
With summer in full swing, all these sports can be spotted in Hood River, along with the continued evolution of water sports. Now you can see Erin Gates and Fiona Wild talk about their experiences with Hood River's water sports scene by attending their talks. To learn more about that, just head to the History Museum of Hood River County's website. We'll have a link on the Fox 12 app.
What a great story, Io. I just love it.
Fascinating.
And, yeah, and that area is so beautiful, and so many people can take part in these water sports. It's great to see if you're driving along I-84, you know, and you see all these people on the water. I do too. It's really neat.
Yeah, and what we learned is the city grew so much because so many people were looking for water sports and recreation. So
fantastic.
It's really cool.
Nice little piece. Thank you, Io.
Thank you.